going to talk about frequent errors. And one of the frequent errors would be a reason why you need to have this information. And so people may want to bring a copy of their tax return with them to file their FAFSA. Let's talk about those frequent errors. Stacy mentioned the parent and student social security numbers, the parent and student date of birth. Those are super important in this process. If one number is misentered, we're not saying anyone doesn't know their social security number or date of birth, but if one number is misentered, what happens is this whole process grinds to a halt. And we've got to go back and figure that out. Another frequent error is people filing the wrong year application. We will have in December 2 years worth of applications available. We want to make sure that students who are beginning school in the 24-25 school year are filling out the right FAFSA, and students who want aid for the 25-26 school year are filling out the right FAFSA. Students will apply each year for financial aid. Maybe a frequent error is divorced, remarried, unmarried, but living together parent information. We know that's confusing. There is often some confusion with legal guardianship and custody. That is very different. A legal guardianship is a legal document that says this person who's not the student's parent is now their guardian. Sometimes income earned by parents and step parents is misreported. Another big mistake people have and why we want families to have their tax returns available is if there's an IRA or pension rollover, the FAFSA cannot read the rollover on the taxes, and they ask a question about the rollover. Wow, a lot of people miss that, and it looks like suddenly there's all this non-taxable income that the parent got in that tax year. So we need that rollover information reported correctly. Household size is sometimes an issue because there may be a baby expected. You can't count them until the child is born. Real estate and investment net worth. We have people including assets not supposed to be listed on an asset, like their home. We have people and their retirement. Oh my gosh, when people report their retirement, that's not to be reported on the FAFSA. And sometimes we have people who report the value of a property rather than the net worth, which is the value minus the debt. So those are really common errors. The other common error we saw last year was answering the question about not wanting aid other than an unsubsidized loan. And my understanding is federal student aid is still working to figure out a different way to ask that question. Also, not submitting the FAFSA after signing. Because this is roles-based, the student has to be the one to submit the FAFSA. And so if a student has filled out their part and then the parent filled out their part and they both signed, the student might have to go back in, depending on when things happen, to make sure it's submitted. There are FAFSA acknowledgements. So the FAFSA submission summary can be seen right after the FAFSA processes. Students can watch for confirmation emails, and parents can watch for confirmation emails from the U.S. Department of Education. They can add do not reply at studentaid.gov to their email program so that they know that that's not junk. Mail is only used if an email address was not listed on a paper application. All of the other online applications require an email address, so it will most likely be emailed if you're one of that more than 99%. One confirmation for submitting the FAFSA. So a student will get a confirmation about that, and there will also be a confirmation to the student that the FAFSA was processed. And the student can also check on FAFSA.gov and sign in anytime to check their current FAFSA status.